Oh, the advertisements are probably rolling, so let the advertisement go by. We
Yeah.
got a fun guest today, Gavin Mitzi, and you're in the Houston area.
Yes. In
Houston area now,
Laporte.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. There's the okay. Everything's on the computer syncing up here. We got the last 3 seconds of the advertising going on. Let me skip that. There we go. Make sure you guys turn your who's ever got sound on in the background, turn that sound down because it'll reverb.
Yeah, and it's yeah, you're on my TV, but I have it muted.
Nice. The big screen.
Yeah, the big screen.
Hey, yo, how you
Oh,
doing?
there
Hey,
you are.
Paris. I met Paris last week at Verona. Nice gentleman. We're gonna play Keno someday soon. We got Vance Grady from Chicago into town. What's
Hi,
up, John
Vance.
Graham? John
Hi,
Graham has been
John.
sending me pictures of his Buffalo, New York area with the storm. Oh my gosh, the snow is as tall as his house. It's incredible. They showed a street sign in this street, and the snow is right below the two green signs. Crazy. I don't know how you, and they still live there. I can't believe it. Real fever, Deborah, Anish, Dougie Slots.
Hey,
What's up,
real
Dougie?
Fever Deborah.
Keno King. Oh, they're all showing up. Renee Donovan. I'm going to talk to Renee Donovan about an hour. We got some vacation stuff to talk about later on. We'll get her on the phone. My Goomba, Chris Thomason's on the house. Thanks for all the links, Chris. You and Brandy do
Hi,
a great job for
Chris.
me. I appreciate it. Susan Wagner, Teresa O'Brien. Got to meet her the other day in Minnesota. Diana Boyd. Oh my gosh. Bradley Jones, the mod father. What's going on? Slotaholic. Oh my gosh, how are you? What's going on, man? Appreciate you jumping in. That's awesome. Mima Bronco got my Mima hugs today. Gotta have some Mima hugs. All right. I'll keep shouting you. Steve I, what's up? Oh my god, they're all coming in. This is so cool. We got some. I wanted to do a quick shout out to David H. I think Brian mentioned it earlier. Um, David H. fell on some short, quick medical issues in the hospital. So make sure you guys reach
Oh,
out to David H. He's
hi,
having some trouble
Vance.
right now. Give him some that good Keto Nation love and support because he needs you guys right now. All right.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Oh,
Like we have some fun. We've been working on some stuff here. Let's meet. We just signed a couple more guests on the list. So it's quick and go. I'm sorry to interrupt. We got Jennifer Nakayama next Sunday on February 4th. We got Rob and Brenna from Kino Couple on the 11th. Is JoJo. Wait, no, JoJo from Super Bowl Sunday. On the 18th is Lolo Slots, and on the 25th is Super Squirrel. And then in March, we're going to kick it off. We have a local baker. Her name is Najee Freeman. She called me and said, "Hey, I want to show my products." Larry Lopez. Um, we're going to go live from her kitchen and show her baking products. It's going to be amazing. Also, one of
well,
our loyal viewers that is so busy because she's a firefighter up in Northern California, Off Duty Beauty Blanca is going to join the show in March. And I just signed this gentleman yesterday. Um, he's one of the highest ranked world ranked cornhole players, and he's going to join the show. He's on the pro tour. He's on the pro cornhole tour. He's been on ESPN a number of times. He's going to join the show. He's a local San Diegan that I got it connected with again, and he's going to join the show. And a lot of you guys have been asking about some of my zoo and animal connections. We're working on approval from her and her staff. We're going to bring on, and I won't say the name, Bradley Jones. We're working on Brandon Jones. We're working on the Bama Text reschedule. Him and I have been in contact, working on that. Okay. Um, he said put me at the end because he was more respectful of BDK. So we're gonna get him back in. He's definitely on the yes. Cornhole. Cornhole's a real sport now. It's been on ESPN probably the last 2 years. It's getting bigger and bigger. We signed on a Tyler Parent professional. If you look him up, I think he's like number 6 in the country and like number 14 in the world rankings for cornhole. But other than
oh,
that, we got Gambling Mitzi today. How are you?
I'm great.
That's
Thanks for
awesome.
having me.
Oh, love having you. Yeah,
Yeah,
we met you with the Yoshis. I don't know, a year ago or maybe less than a
yeah,
year
it was
ago.
in January.
Yeah,
Best
that's
day
right.
ever.
Oh my
It
God,
was
best day ever.
great.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Um, let's break your life down. This is so much fun. Um,
yeah.
where'd you grow up? I see on your shirt. Oh, sorry,
Oceanside,
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 little
California.
North San Diego, big
Yes,
military town.
yes,
Big military town. If
yes.
you guys are not familiar with that area, that's where Camp Pendleton is at, where all the Marine Corps base guys are. you guys have a huge Marine background in your family. So first of all, thank your family for all their service. Um,
Yes.
and I want to go right to your parents because huge military background. So let's talk about your mom. What's your mom's name?
My mom's name was Wydell, and
Wydell. Very, very old school
Wydell,
country.
she was from Mississippi.
There you go. Old school
Yeah,
country
she
names.
was from Mississippi, and she met my dad in Tennessee because she went briefly to live there to Memphis,
Okay.
and they got engaged, got married, and my dad was in the service, and we were in Camp Pendleton. So my dad actually dropped out of high school his senior year to join the military.
Before you go on, I want to. This is how the success. We always talk about success and life pathways. You said he dropped out of high school, but what you're gonna love what he made of himself from that. Go on about what's your dad's name?
My dad's name, well, they called him Bill, but his name was Francis.
Right.
He got
High.
the,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, he just he got the name from the military. They called him Bill. And so his family calls him Leon by his middle name. But he
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. High school dropout, worked his butt off, and became what in the Marines?
a captain.
He became a captain.
A
You know what?
captain.
You know what? You get we had Sarah on last week. Her family, you're never going to be nothing. You're never going to be nothing. She ended up being a
Mhm.
dang college dean, assistant dean, and a professor, and 3 doctorates, and all these other things.
I
And then
know.
your dad Bill,
Amazing.
high school dropout, bust his butt, and became a captain in the Marine Corps. Unbelievable.
Yes.
I love it. Love those are success stories. That's what this show is all about. Talking about success stories in your family. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
then he talk about that. He did. How long was he in the Marines?
He was in the Marines probably 18, 19 years, and he retired and went straight to Oceanside Police Department.
Yes, he went to the police department too. Served served his community and his country his whole adult life.
Hmm.
I mean,
And yeah, and
for,
he went back to college while he was at Oceanside Police, got his master's in psychology and criminal justice.
yeah,
Mm. Yeah. So he basically had 2 retirements.
isn't it the greatest? Didn't want to be in high school. Ask get my master's.
Yeah,
Come on, you know how,
right. I know.
success and life. I talk about this all the time, and that's what's so great about this is success and life pathways. There's a million ways to do it. There's a million ways to do it. You know.
There is.
Oh my God, so
There.
many people are signing in. Hey, Mr. James, how you doing?
Yeah. Hi,
Sylvia P.
everybody. Thank you
Everybody.
so
Gambling
much.
Mitzi's in the house. We got Matt
Yay.
Carrick. Matt Carrick, that's awesome. I saw Slot It Like It's Hot is in the house. All your friends.
Um,
Doris. Deanna Sanchez. Thanks for coming in. Kathy, how are you, sweetheart?
Hi,
So much fun.
James. Hi,
Yeah.
Chris
I,
Thomason.
isn't it the great? I've met so many people through this thing.
I know. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah. There's a lady, and
Yeah.
I'll mention her name. She may or may not be in the chat today. I gotta make sure I say her name right. It's Dalen. She walked up to me on the floor the other day at Barona Casino, and she's a humble. She's this little petite little blonde lady. She goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Is your name James Spitzer? And I'm like, yes. What's going on? She's like, I want to meet your wife so badly. I'm like, Ellen's right over there. So cool. Never
Oh,
be bashful about meeting me. You know, I'm a big goof. I love that part.
yeah,
Oh my
you're
gosh.
very warm and fuzzy.
Uh, okay, you said you also have some sisters. What are your sisters' names?
My sisters, Deborah, Debbie, and Michelle, and they're both retired now. Debbie retired from banking, and
Okay.
Michelle retired from real estate.
Okay. John Graham, the $10 great interview series. Glad you brought the interview stories to. Oh, John, thank you, man. I was just talking about your Buffalo, New York, or Seneca, New York pictures of your house being buried by snow. It's still crazy to this day. Um, that's awesome. And then you said you both married. They both married into the military.
Yeah, they both did. They both married officers in the military. One
Wow.
was a Cobra pilot, and the other one was a lieutenant colonel.
Well, you've said a phrase earlier. Now they're now they're saying warm and fuzzy in the chat. So
I know. There
it's
you
so
go.
funny because that's everybody remembers the movie Officer and a Gentleman. That is so
Yes,
Officer and a Gentleman, both married officers, and wow.
yes.
Did they live overseas at all?
No, they all lived in California, and
Mm,
then my brother-in-law was from Texas. Mike, he was from Texas, so when he retired, they moved out here. So they were all out here before me.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow. No,
I held
I had
out.
I had the pleasure of meeting your daughter last January,
Yeah.
and let's talk about your kids.
Okay. They live in San Marcos. My son lives with my daughter and her partner Myra,
Yeah.
and I have three grandkids,
Oh, the
and
best.
they're all in San Marcos.
Now, San Marcos, there's a San Marcos in Tech, but it is San Marcos, North San Diego. It's about
Hmm.
I don't know, half hour from my spot in El Cajon, so it's
Yeah, like
considered north. It's
half hour from Harris, half hour from Paula.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Do we all have casino coordinates? Is that what we all
There
have
you go.
casino coordinates?
There
I
you
remember,
go.
you probably remember this too, is when we were growing up, it was only Vegas and it was only Atlantic City. Now
Yes,
there is a casino 15, 20 minutes in every direction. You
I
know.
know.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
live
It's so fun.
yeah, I live if you ask Brian and Michelle today, is it fun? Man, they're on that losing streak I had last year. They mentioned in their stream today that Ellen and I are
Mhm.
Ellen and I are on a winning streak right now that's unfathomable. We
I want that.
we it's you yeah
I got to
we're,
go gambling first.
like for example, we went to the services for BDK in Minnesota in his funeral, and we didn't do anything. We weren't planning on doing anything, and they said, "Hey, let's do a live from the casino at his favorite place." We went to his favorite bar top, and we lined up to five across. And Ellen and I hit side by side hand pay jackpots 10, 15 minutes side by side, and we came home from the services with $7,000 in our pocket, and then put that in the bank. And then we went to the casino 2 days later, and we won within 10 minutes of each other. We had three hand pays on the same two machines, and we put another $7,000 in the bank, and then we went. What's today? Sunday. We went Friday night, and she's on one side of the casino. I'm on the other. She likes these keno machines over there, and I sit down and I go, you know what? I'm on the street. Let me go try the high limit room. And I go to the high limit room. I sit down and put the first $100 in. Boom, hit for $600 on four cart. Let me go to Caveman and bet a little bit more than I normally do. Boom, hand pay, and then walk back on the
Wow.
floor and played some Da Vinci Diamonds. And you guys will love this video because it's hilarious. But it's just under a hand pay. Switch to four card keno. Boom, hand pay. And I'm like going, Ellen, what's going on? We win every day. It's amazing.
That's
So
amazing.
I can't wait to show you guys all the videos. It's off the chain crazy right now. We've put so
Right.
much money in the bank and we're paying off bills and paid the car off, and it's just crazy. So
Yeah.
now, have your daughters, and have they got the casino bug too?
Yeah, I think my daughter-in-law has it worse than my daughter. My daughter's one she comes up on Zeus every time. That's her game. He
Zeus.
never lets her down. And she cashes out and that's it. She's done. She doesn't have that bug to keep losing, or putting
Well,
it back.
man, all these players in here know that's the hard part. It's
Yeah.
okay to get up in the casino. The hard part is walking out with that money.
Oh, she has no problem doing that. No
Wow,
problem.
that's amazing because we
Yeah.
all want to hit it. We all want to hit again, right? Thank you,
Yes.
Kathy. Yeah. Do you,
Yes.
Renee says, do you have a leprechaun locked up in your closet? No, there's no skeletons in our closet, but it's just, because from January to August, we weren't winning anything. We were going to quit everything. We were going to quit posting videos. We were going to consider quitting the channel and maybe going to something free. And then we
Yeah.
went and met Kelly and Jamie at Yamavar just to meet them as friends. And then Ellen hit a small hand pay at 8 card. And from August
Right.
to December to now, the streak has been going now for going on 6 months where we
Thank you
win.
so much.
Yeah, we've won four out of every five trips to casino, and then the trip we don't win, we break even. It's like what we kept going. What's going on? It's crazy. I can't even say.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. In fact, Slaughterholic just had a live for a game that they newly installed at Kashada. And during his live Wednesday night, He hit a great hand pay, and then another
Wow.
back-to-back win. Yeah, I was like,
I love and everybody when we cheer for everybody. We
I
want
know,
yeah. It's
I know.
I can't wait to Keener Nation 6 because we got most people in this chat right now, and we have 100 some I think it's 160 of our viewers and supporters coming out to meet us. And we want to bankrupt the Palms. We want to come out there and everybody they're welcoming all of us to the Palms for the Keener Nation 6, and I want every one of you guys that's coming out here. I want you guys to crush and
Wow.
make the Palms rethink that bringing out 160 is a good thing, and that is a good thing. So,
Yeah.
um, you know what you've had quite an extensive list of employment yourself. Let's talk about your first of all, your parents moved to Texas in 2001,
Hmm.
and your sisters went with them at the time. Is that right?
No, my sisters were already here.
I did my research, so I got my notes
Yeah.
ready. So yeah, and
Yeah, my
then
sisters were already here.
you moved out later. When did you go out to Texas?
I went out in 2003 because my mother had a stroke, and my dad
Ah,
had lost. My dad had a retinal detachment,
mm,
and he couldn't no longer see in one of his eyes and couldn't drive. So I came out here to be closer to them. I lost my dad the following year,
sorry.
and then I lost my mom in 2011.
Sorry.
So I was really glad I was here,
Yeah, yeah.
because I got to enjoy their last years.
There's you can't replace that, right?
No, you
Even
can't.
though there's sad and sorrowful years, there's
Yeah,
precious. They're so precious. Those
they
best
are.
moments.
I get choked up when I talk about them, even
Yeah,
still, because it's still that's your parents.
yeah. I
They'll
just we
never.
just yeah we went through it too.
You
In 2021, I lost my mom, dad, and stepdad within weeks of each other. It was a tough year, and
that
you know
happens.
yeah.
That
So
happens.
and we talked about it too because like Thanksgiving used to be at my mom's house every year and Christmas, and it was my brothers, my two brothers, and my sister would all come in for the big holidays, and we, without
Right.
fail, huge card games and LRC and just goofing off, and then the last 2 years, it was just me, Ellen, my two kids, and one of the girlfriends. It's life morphs into the next phase, and you got to start making new memories and creating things, and I'm so appreciative of everybody in this room here, and there's because the sense of community in our thing that we talked about the other day, it sounds cliche. It's so not in our group. It's these folks in here chatting, and you see them, and you
Yeah.
have the same experience. We'll get into your YouTube experience a little bit, but you've made so many close friends in the YouTube world that use the word
Um,
family, but it's true, right?
it is. I
Yeah,
mean, when I had my surgery, I had Josh and Joseph checking. I had, of course, the Yoshis.
yeah,
Barbara playing slots at Laura S. I mean, so many great
yeah,
people checking in on you,
yeah, yeah. I've had the pleasure of meeting everyone you just listed there, and they're all fantastic people.
Yeah, they
Fantastic
are.
people. Yeah.
They
Let's talk
are.
about your employment. You started out in real estate, is that right?
Yes, I did mortgage and escrow
Huh.
and real
What
estate
in California or Texas?
in California and Texas.
And both. Okay. In
Uh huh.
were you the writer in that? You were the right escrow writer?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
I was a closer. I did, I closed the files. I did all, buyer, seller, mortgage lender, all of it in the title industry, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now
but
let
it
me ask you a
became
question
a
there. I
lot.
don't understand. Let me ask you a question. So I know, let's say it's 100. The house sells for $100, and then the percentage to the um how much of that? Because you hear the word 3% or 6% goes to the real estate broker, and how
It
much of that
depends.
money goes to the
Sometimes,
escrower?
yeah, I mean, a total of 6% can go out to the agents, the real estate agents, but sometimes they make a deal with, will you take 2%? And then usually it's between 3 to 6%, and that's between both agents or both parties. And
So
usually, if
is
one
the escrow part
agent,
a lock? Okay, is the escrow part a
yeah,
locked
if
in
one
amount or a
agent,
percentage?
the percentage, so they would
Mm.
get, on a $300,000 house, you're looking at, 9,000 just for 3%.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
in California, I'm up and down the North County there. You must have saw some
million,
big time houses.
million.
There's some amazing property up in North San Diego.
Oh yeah. I mean, even my parents' house is what I grew up 6 blocks from the beach, and
Ah, love San Diego.
I think they had I think they bought that house for like 40 or 42,000, and they
Yeah,
sold it in the 300s. At
yeah,
that time, that was back in 2003. Now it would be well over a million.
yeah. My
Yeah.
parents, we lived down. I grew up downtown, which is a different kind of atmosphere and everything in this old community called Golden Hill. If you're familiar with San Diego at all, and it
Mhm.
was kind of run down. It was then declared to be a historical part of San Diego, so it got all this funding to restore older buildings. It was really cool. But we
Older.
moved from there. We moved from there a little more to a thing called Lemon Grove. You're familiar with Lemon Grove, and it had a big 12-foot tall lemon with the world's greatest climate. It was determined it was the world's greatest climate. So they lived in Lemon Grove, and they bought the
Oh,
house. And I just graduated. I had eye surgery with a detached retina, which is kind of funny you say that. I got hit in the
yeah.
face with a baseball in college, and it split my eye open, and then I had surgery. And technology for eye
Wow.
surgery then is so vastly horrible compared to nowadays. And
Yes.
they bought their house for $89,000
Wow.
in 1983. Can you imagine what that when they passed away? When we saw the value of the home, and then um,
Yeah. It's crazy in California, but
crazy,
it's getting expensive out here too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I will. Here's some word of advice from your Uncle Bubba. So my parents always, oh, everything's taken care of, everything's taken care of, and when they passed away, um, they had taken care of the plots and stuff at the cemetery, but they did not take care of their estate. So we found
Yeah.
out after the fact when we opened the books, they didn't have a will or a living trust. So it immediately went
Oh.
into their property and the entire thing went into probate. So horrible experience. Because
Mm-mm.
my sister was the estate planner and she had to go. The bank took the money, the state took the money, the probate attorney took the money. Everybody took their money and they chopped that estate. They took about 75% of my parents' estate, and it all went to
Wow.
fees, and it was a horrible
Yeah.
experience because you.
As
So
much as
here's
you
my advice to you guys: if you don't have a living trust or will right now, do it tomorrow because the
Yes.
banks and everybody takes everything. They took everything. So if you get in, there's so much support in the chat room for you today, Mitzi. It's awesome.
I
Um,
see. I'm
yes,
trying to see as I go, but I
the
have my
cool.
needy
Yeah.
little dog,
What's your dog's name?
Kingsley.
Kingsley. I've
Yes.
never heard that dog name. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, something like freestyle up, free Palestine. Oh my gosh, Roseanne T, Cool Cash, Shirley
Oh.
Kimball,
Hi
sister,
everybody.
sister
I
Yoshi.
know
I hope you feel better.
I miss so
Uh,
many. And I see
yeah,
that Mima's from San Marcos too. Yeah.
yeah. She's North County. I bumped into Mima at Harris SoCal a couple times. Sweetheart of a
Oh.
lady. Yeah, when
Oh.
she says Mima hugs, she means them. She's from New York, but she lives in San Diego now. It was so cool. Um, oh my God. So then you did escrow until when?
I did escrow up until 2007, and that's when the economy tanked and they were closing down title companies,
Mm.
everything. I got out. I went to an ophthalmology group, and I've been with them off and on since 2007.
Now, when I read the
And
notes on your experience with the ophthalmology group, it's not, I just work for an ophthalmologist. Can you detail how big this company that you work for and that
this company's
you run
huge.
it?
We have probably 160 employees between 6 offices. We have 15 doctors. We specialize just in surgery and medical issues. No glasses, no contacts. It's
Ah,
strictly
yeah.
medical and surgery.
Yeah. Ophthalmologists are specialists. Yeah. I had to deal with them when I
Yes,
had my surgery.
yeah. Because I always wish that we could have done more for my dad. But at that time when that happened to him,
Yeah.
yeah,
Technology from the 80s, I'll tell from experience, in 83, they,
yeah.
I tore my retina and they just this was my mom had to take me to the hospital because I woke up one day after getting hit in the face, and I woke up one day and my vision was completely black. I couldn't see out
Uh,
of my right eye.
yeah,
So
he
then they
could
rushed
only
me.
see shadows.
Yeah,
That's all in like shapes, but he could not make out who was in front of him or
yeah,
anything.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I rushed to the hospital because I was a college baseball player at the time, and Like, oh my God, I can't see, I can't see. And
Oh,
we go there, and there was no anesthetic. They took this probe and popped my eye out of the thing and put this camera on it, and they found this giant tear. And they just stuck a piece of silicone in my eye, and then the eye laid over, and they just burned it off and lasered it shut. And that was it. There was no
yeah.
preventative care. There was no advanced care. It was just like, hey, this is what you got. And they literally said, whatever your eye recovers after it goes off from black and blue, and the swelling goes down, that's the vision you have. Well, now it's LASIK and peeling and all these other things. It's
Oh,
crazy,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Crazy.
yeah. What's up,
Yeah.
BD? How you doing?
But
Um,
hi BD. We're the largest ophthalmology group in Texas, but we're
wow.
owned by a company out of Atlanta, Georgia now,
Okay.
who is buying up a lot of ophthalmology groups throughout the South.
Yeah. So here's a slot it like it's hot. Just reminded folks. She says, tell them, James Pitcher, please, please get your will on record, and or living trust, or we call it a low and a revocable trust, to protect your assets for your family, because we just experienced it. The bank, the state, the probate attorney, all these other things took almost all of it. And it was I think after everything, all the bills were paid, the profit on the house was like $428,000. By the time it was all over, there was only 118,000 left. They took almost $350,000 of the 400.
Yeah,
It's just sickening. So please
it
prepare.
is.
It's worth the couple bucks to pay
Yeah,
for this little binder that says the car goes here, the house goes here, chop this, all your accounts, put them. It's pennies on the dollar if you're looking out for your future, for your family. So
this is
um,
true.
it's true, and we just experienced it. They
It's-
took almost all of it, and
Wow.
but we were told by them, "Oh, we got to take care of. Don't worry about it." Okay, took it for the word. You're right. They took care of the cemetery work and prepaid for their plots, but they didn't take care of their assets. And the state, and it was the next day when we take the death certificate to the bank to start processing. Oh, well, we want this. You got to pay for this. You got to pay for this. They found some debt that my stepfather owed from 1983. Took that. I
Wow.
mean, they scraped and clawed at everything that my parents were ever involved in, because they have access to it now. Since you didn't prepare, they get access
Mhm.
to the SS before you do, because you didn't. It's just go fill out your document, fill it out, get it taken
Yep.
care of, get it notarized, and you're covered. That's all.
Hmm.
It's worth the couple bucks. It's worth it. Trust me. All right. Public service announcement on Let's Meet too. This is amazing. Thanks for reinforcing that slot is like a hot priest. Thank you very much. Um. So you're still working with the ophthalmology group.
Yes, I am a supervisor at our Pasadena location, and I do
Hmm.
all the purchasing for all the clinics, and that includes anything from pencils to band-aids to injections for the eyes. So
Wow.
yeah, I do it all for all 6 clinics.
So you're kind of downplaying it, because in your notes it's much more extensive than that. You're a busy lady.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it'll wreck you some days,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's
Um,
okay.
so you in your channel, and if I may, you recently posted some information about you are now, and I want to make sure everybody hears it. You are a cancer survivor.
Yes.
Yeah, you've had a rough year.
Yeah, I had a really
Yeah,
rough year, and yet last year was supposed to be my year for
yeah,
gambling Mitzi. I was gonna do it all, but I
yeah,
felt wrecked almost every single day.
yeah,
It I'm still trying to get not used to having Tylenol every 6 hours and no heating pad, and yeah, I
yeah,
was in a lot of pain,
yeah.
and I
I met
wasn't.
you in January. You knew then you were going
Yeah,
in for some.
it got worse a little bit after that, like March, April, and then
Yeah.
it became unbearable in September, but I was fighting it almost the whole year. I
So what
almost
form of
didn't go to
cancer did you have?
Vegas. Yeah, I
What
almost
what?
didn't go to Vegas in October. My sister talked me into going, so I flew with Jazzy J and Kissy Cat
Oh, you have
to
to. Oh my
Vegas.
God, because Kitsy Cat's a fellow Houston resident.
Yes, and we were
I've
all
I've
in the
want to meet
same
her so
plane.
she's so fun.
Yeah, and Janet, Jazzy J's wonderful. She looked after me in Vegas like no
Oh my
other.
gosh,
She
that's
really took care of me. And so did Tina, Lovestruck. Just they took really good care of me. And we went to Granny Fest together, of course. And yeah,
yeah,
it was, but and then I had to
that's
come back and have surgery in December.
wow. Hey,
Yeah.
Slaughterholic, and it says, and wasn't it? And Slaughterholic says, was it not your first time in Vegas?
It was my first time in, God, probably 17 years.
Wow.
So
Well, it's
it
probably it's in
completely
those. This
changed.
changed tremendously in those 17 years.
Yeah, yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah.
But I love downtown. I stayed at the Plaza. Thank you, Tina. I stayed at the Plaza, and Jazzy took me to Resorts World. We also went to G2E together. So it was a
Mm.
great experience, but it was a lot for me
Yeah.
when how I was feeling.
Kelly and Jamie from Slot 500 Beyond Blackjack. They keep trying to get me to come with them. We always have travel plans, and um,
Yeah,
we were at the Resorts World, and I met Slaughterholic and his husband for the first time at Resorts World. We did a giant group. It was so much fun, and
yeah.
we all got really nervous because we played that piggy banking game one time, and we filled up. We got the one big pig, and it was 128,000 on the screen. I go, oh my god, we're gonna hit this thing. Josh, you remember that, right? We had the big pig in our first group pull of the group. We did like 12 in a row, but the first one we did, we got the whole pig, and I go, are we really gonna split six figures here? Like, oh my god, who's paying the taxes on it? And then it paid like it dropped the worst payment. It dropped $3,700. Like, oh my god, it was
Wow.
like
I
we
have
won,
to.
but it was such a disappointment because the big number was on the screen and it flashed by like three times. Like, oh my gosh. Ah. Yeah, Josh,
Yeah,
was it 2 years ago? Yeah, it was crazy. We all got goosebumps, like, oh my god, this is gonna happen. So a lot of fun. Everybody in that group's
yeah,
fun. Everybody you mentioned is so fun.
yeah. And Slaughterholic was the first YouTube channel I ever saw. I just
Oh my
um
gosh.
first
That's my
one.
question. What inspired you to start a channel?
Well, because these guys went to Kashada, and I liked going to Kashada,
Hmm.
and I was really bored one day, and I went on YouTube and just brought up slot machines, and Josh's channel showed up, and I thought, oh, he's so fun, I like
Yeah.
him. And then I saw Kelly, and of course Debbie Loves Slots played there at the time, and then I got introduced, and I thought, oh, I'd love to meet them, and I did, and it was awesome, and I've
Isn't it the
seen them,
greatest?
and they're friends, and it's
Yeah.
awesome. And what I like most was when went to Southern California, the Yoshis, you,
Yeah.
Avalon, SoCal, all of them I met. And so that was awesome. And
It's
Yoshis, I've
awesome.
become they're my family. They're straight up my family.
Yeah,
And
I feel the
Tina,
same way. Yeah.
I
They're
met
they're
Tina
right.
at Kashada.
Yeah. There's so many. I bet all these people in here. There's so many. Becky, how are you? Thanks, Josh. I haven't met Jazzy J yet, and I'm still dying to meet Kissy Cat. Jackie's in the house. Oh my God, there's so many.
Yeah,
There's Jazzy J right there.
yes, and Jazzy, I we've met up at Kashada together before, and we check in on each other. And she was one of those that always contacted me during and after my surgery. And
So
she's become a really good friend too.
I really
Really good
appreciate
friend,
that fact
family.
because when you got all these people in these rooms and you see their names all the time, and you literally there's so many options in the YouTube world to go look for your entertainment time on YouTube. There's so many of us to do that, right? And the
Hmm.
slot community is very saturated, and we all thought during COVID when the big four like the jackpot, um, what's the guy, Christopher and Lady Luck HQ. I mean, the big 4 or 5 NG, all the guys that started before the whole thing. Now Vegas Low Roller, who's like the biggest thing going, and we could do that. And we started mid COVID with ours. We're probably been going like 2 years, a couple months now, and I'm having so much fun. And we all had those. Then Julian's in the house. Hey Sylvia. Hey Sid Moreau. Oh my gosh. So you're bringing all your fans. It's great.
Yeah.
We all thought we could do that and get big because it was just a cell phone, right? You hold your cell phone up, you take video, you goof off. Um, so what was your but the support from the they use the word cliche. It feels like a community. It's not, in our Keno world and the whole thing. I mean, Jamie and Kelly from Slot Hunter, they're very dear friends of mine now. We talk, much that we try to travel. We've traveled together. Um, and
Oh,
they're like family to me. And, I met Josh through them. Um,
yes.
yeah, and I can't undervalue the fact that these people in this room, and more. We've gone to funerals and we've gone to support people. We're doing hosting events.
I know.
Yeah, we're
I
hosting
know.
Keno Nation 6 in less than 2 months. I think somebody said 47 days away. We have 161 of our viewers and supporters coming out to do a meet and greet with us on a Friday night, and then spend three
Wow.
days 3 days at the Palms. And we've
Yeah.
taken care of everything. There's going to be the Palms has opened their doors for us, and they're all coming out, and it's just a chance to meet and hang out. We're all going to gamble anyway, right? But to
Right.
just fellowship and friendship and the sense of family that we always talk about, it's a real thing. It's really a real thing. So,
Well, I
well,
hope 24 is my year.
you said I highlighted in my notes and I put big parentheses. 2024 is going to be my year. I wrote that down because after the year you've had, and medical, and you wanted 2023 every year, and I want to make sure you talk about 2024 is going to be your year. Are you healthy right now?
Um, I am. I had a great recovery. I still have something called moya moya, which is the carotid artery going to your brain. They will not do surgery unless I have a stroke because the risk of death
Oh,
and stroke on the table is greater than just me being without it. So I'm on a blood
mm,
thinner. So far, so good.
yeah.
But eventually, like my neuro said, it will take you one day. But
Mm.
now you're on the blood thinner and everything's going good. But they didn't recommend surgery unless I had complete blockage.
Well, I hope that doesn't mean
So
that you're living in some fear. You're not living in
no,
fear
I
of it,
got
are
over
you?
that. Cancer scared me worse than that.
Yeah, the C word is
Yeah.
no joke. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, cancer scared me much worse. You
Okay.
can't live in fear because if you live in fear, you have no life, and it's
True
not
statement.
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
So I just go about my business every day,
All right. Well, we're gonna make sure as much as we can do is we're gonna help you make 2024 your best year.
Oh yeah.
And so when you first started filming, we all held those nerves. What was your first experience like? Because
What?
I'm a goofball. I talk, but my first video, I didn't say anything until the
Yeah,
end when I
I
won.
don't know. I still don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know. Um,
Uh,
I I thought if I go to Kashada in a week or two, should I go live? But I don't remember how to go
yeah.
live. It's been that long. And
Wow.
so, Yoshi's, of course, held my hand in my first live. So they made it
I was
very
there. I was
simple,
right behind you.
fun. Yes, you were. You
Yes,
were
I
with
was right
us.
there.
Yes. And I even popped up in yours,
That's
one of
right.
your videos.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so it was, that was a really fun experience. And then I did it a couple of times on my own. I haven't had a live since end of April because
Well, you've had a
I,
lot
I
going on.
I went to the casino maybe 6 times last year, but that's
Wow.
going to change. Yeah,
Right.
and that
That's
includes
gonna change.
Vegas and I did really good at Harris, SoCal.
SoCal?
I had that $1,000 cape drop in the bull game. The
Oh
lightning.
man.
I had $1,000 and I thought it was 100 for some reason. And Becky, well, Sister Yoshi was like, "Oh my God, that's 1,000. That's 1,000." I'm like, "Oh my God, oh my God." The
So I'm gonna
it
ask
went
you, and I'm gonna
upside.
ask
The
yeah.
camera went upside down, and then it was crazy. And then we went into the high limit room, and I think you were in there too. And I got a $500 minor on in the
Yeah.
high limit room. I
Yeah.
walked away with like a lot when I left there. I was up, up, up.
Can't beat that. Bradley Jones,
No,
thanks for sharing out Gam-BLING MITZI's link right there. Everybody go support Gam-BLING MITZI. Fun lady. Great. You get to meet her today. If you
I
haven't met her
tried.
today, oh, you're awesome.
No,
Um, so in the chat, and all you guys are playing, and what everybody go ahead and chat. What's your favorite one or two games that I'm going to go play this today? What's your favorite games?
I'm a creature of habit. I still play Dollar Storm, Ninja
Yeah,
Moon, because all my hand pays have been on Dollar Storms. So
really?
mm, yes, and I want one on Dragon Link. I want a major on Dragon Link, and I've never gotten it.
Wow.
Never. Yeah. So one day it's going to happen. It's going to happen this year. And
So
so but I'm a creature of habit. I love those
yeah,
games, but I've also learned to love Buffalo.
there's
I
so many
like
versions of
Buffalo
Buffalo.
Gold. I
Okay,
like Buffalo Gold, and I love Buffalo Link. And Jazzy can attest to this. We were together at Kashada, and my machine just kept bonusing and getting the buffaloes, and my camera was full, and it would stop recording. It would record for like 2 seconds and stop. It was
oh my
awful,
god.
but Yeah, but
Yoshi
it was,
Slots with a 9.99 super sticker. Thank you, brother. Love you, man. So
oh,
they're
that's
chiming in.
nice.
Slotaholic says Triple Supreme Extreme and Huff and More Puff. Those are fun games. Larry Lopez, addicted to multi-card Keno. Started watching with BDK years ago. Sid Murrow, multi-card. Bradley Jones, thanks for that. Vivi Slaves. Oh, that's a cool. I didn't hear the name. How you doing? Yeah. Well, we're addicted to Keno now, but we on the cruise. We just got off an Ensenada cruise, and Ellen
Nice.
had the machines that seem to be kind of getting the most play were Dollar Storm, and it's the guy with the ninja guy, and 'cause I don't know him as well as you guys. I typically don't play those games, but we've Ellen's been trying, and it's been years and years and years. Never got a super grand chance, right? And the ball that comes down and spins around. Well, not only
Yeah,
did she hit it
I had
once,
that.
she
I
hit it
did.
twice. She hit it twice. She never got it before ever, and she got it twice in the same day. So
Wow.
those videos are coming out, and then um, she hit a maxed out major on this trip. I mean, we never went on cruise ships. We came home like this
Wow.
week. We came home with a few $1,000. Like, did we won on a cruise ship? It was crazy. But yeah, she hit two super grand chances. So I can't wait for you guys to see those.
Wow.
Sylvia P says she prefers Buffalo Gold over. You know what the casinos have gotten very smart at, because people like there was the original Buffalo, right, and then there was the original Keno, and now
Mm,
Keno, the Keno players know more. There are how many different versions of Keno now? At least 20, and that's probably not conservative. There's the regular Keno, 4 card Keno, 8 card Keno, Keno Star, bonus Keno, Cleopatra 4 card. I mean, all the Keno games have morphed because they know that people have an affinity to certain games, so they've created as many games they can. And Keno is a straight pay machine. Everybody knows Keno. It's a it's like video poker. It has its definite odds, but they've added all the bonus type games to the Keno games that give you
hmm
less, that pay less, but give you bonus action. So it's the thrill of winning smaller because you get like Cleopatra was the first kind of gimmick game for Keno, where you get
Yeah.
12 free spins. If you get the last ball lands on a winning spin number, you get 12 free spins. But the pay structures are 1/10, literally 1/10 the pay structure of a regular Keno game. So you'd have to hit, let's say you're betting 7 numbers and you hit the bonus, you'd have to go, and it's hard to hit 7 numbers, but you'd have to hit the 7 numbers 7 times in those 12 free spins to equal one winning spin on regular straight Keno.
Huh.
So, but the casinos are smart because people like bonus action and getting more. It's called free play and free spins. And hey, Gambling Granny, how are you? Love
Hi,
it. That's all you
Gambling
guys
Granny.
are. Yeah. So I
Hi,
love that all you guys
everybody.
are here.
Sorry I'm
So
missing so many
love you
people.
guys. Your support. No, this is all about having fun. So what are your biggest wins?
Uh, since I started my channel, 1800, that's my biggest.
Okay.
Um, it seems like kind of things kind of go downhill. They get camera shy. I don't know, but plus I haven't gambled very much after I started
Okay.
my
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that.
That's gosh darn it! I'm gonna
Mhm.
change this. Gosh darn it!
I'm gonna change
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
I'm
Are
gonna
you in
change that.
what's your window of or your range of bets? What's the first of all, what's the most consistent bet you make, and what's the biggest bet? You know what? I'm gonna go for it. What's the biggest bet you've ever made? Like
I
I'm gonna
did an
put $100 in.
accidental $20 bet and got
Oh,
a
we all have
handful.
done that.
Yeah,
And you hit
that
it.
was accidental, kind of like Josh's the other night ago. But anyway, yeah, normally anywhere between $1 to $5, but
Yeah.
I try to low, $1, 250, that type, stay on the pennies,
Yeah.
nickels, and dimes. And then if I come up, then I'll bet higher. But
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're putting 100 in, I'm not going to risk the $5 bets. I'm going to just
Yeah.
I'm going to go lower and try to build. And then if
Yeah.
I build, then I bet
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
talked to Salat mates last week on this show, and when they're ahead, they take some big shots. They go on there. There was one story. They went in there with $600 bills and were betting $100 spins, and they caught it for
Oh,
$200,000. And then
yeah.
and then later on he hit it for $50,000. So in a span of 2 or 3 days, they won 250 grand. But to have the stones, I'm being nice here. the stones to make $100 spend. I don't
Yeah.
think I can. I don't think I can ever do it.
Hey, more power to them.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah, more power
I
to
get
them.
nervous. I get nervous anything over $5. Like the other day, I was betting $6 to spin a cave, and I'm like going, "Oh, man, am I really doing? Am I really doing this? Am I really doing this?" But and, you know, it's
Yeah.
all in. You know, greetings from Uruguay. Oh my God, Adam, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. This is awesome. Um, you know what? Here's another funny thing about this whole community thing. So everybody knows we're flying. We're flying to Sydney, Australia, on March 29th to spend right before I'm retiring from work in May. But I've got
Oh,
permit. I'm taking April off, and Ellen and I are going on a bucket list trip. We're flying to Sydney, Australia. And we're going to take a 10-day cruise to New Zealand. And
mm-hmm. Ooh,
one of our loyal viewers is Kimbo the Kiwi, and he heard of the trip. He goes, "Hey, I can I meet you guys?" So in Auckland, New Zealand, he's flying into Auckland. He's going to
wow.
spend the day there and be our personal tour guide in Auckland, New Zealand, and take us on a foodie tour and a
Oh,
of New
that's
Zealand.
nice.
Amazing, right? And you know,
Right.
and then we're taking another bucket list cruise because got to live life. We're flying to Singapore in October, and it's a 25-day cruise, but it's Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Guam. In Manila,
Wow.
Philippines, one of our other viewers, who actually featured on the interview, Misty Mitch, we interviewed her, I think 4 or 5 interviews ago.
Hmm.
Her and her husband and her family are gonna be our personal guides in Manila, Philippines, and take us all over town because of this, because of people like you and people chiming in and intermingling with people. I would never met you if it wasn't for this. I would have never met Gamma Granny. I would have never met all these folks in here. Bradley
Right.
Jones. I've met Bradley Jones probably 3 or 4 times. Great guy, super supportive of so many. Um,
Yep.
but I would have never met folks like this
He is.
if it wasn't for this forum. So now we're meeting folks internationally that watch the show, and
Wow, that's
um,
amazing.
isn't that it's the beauty of this whole thing? I love people, and now um, I'm going to get people in New Zealand and the Philippines. It blows my mind that it's that the reach has gone that far just because I'm a goofball on camera and I decided to put some bucks in a slot machine. You know, it's funny. So this Let's Meet series opened up a lot of avenues for discussion. So we have guests booked up through March and cornhole players and bakers and because they've heard small things and we're small. You know, like in the room right now we have 37 people. We always average about 37, but if nobody watched and got a chance to meet you, I'm just fortunate to meet you and get you a chance to tell your personal story because that's what it's all about. We all have a story to tell, right?
We
And
do.
yeah, we all have a story to tell. Extreme, happy, sad, medical, you know, and it's about featuring your family and telling everybody. And it's a chance, like Sarah said last week. It's also therapy to be able to talk and tell your story.
It
This is
is.
amazing. Yeah,
It is.
yeah. So so in 2024, it's going to be your year. How are you going to accomplish this? 2024 is my year. What are you going to do?
I I am gonna do what Mitzi wants to do more often.
Mm,
I am
mm,
not living in pain anymore, so I'm gonna go live my life again.
yeah,
And I want
that's
to
power.
travel.
Mitzi, that's powerful to say. I'm going to do what Mitzi wants to do. That's powerful.
Yeah, well, you have to come to a point in your life where it's about you instead of everyone else. It's
Hmm.
about you.
Mm, mm. Man, that one sentence right there says that that's a world in a sentence right there.
Hmm.
You know what? And you got to take life,
Yeah.
and I'll say it, but you got to take life by the balls and say,
Yeah,
I
when
own it.
you've been scared, when you've
Yeah.
been scared and like could have could have been so much worse.
Hmm.
I'm lucky my surgery took care of it all, but just to have that word and see it in your
Yeah.
biopsies and your
Yeah.
lab reports and them having to go through the lymph nodes, everything,
Yeah.
it's a wake up call.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
I'm experiencing the same thing. Ellen, a lot of people know my wife's had a tremendous struggle with her medical situation in the last 3 years. She got injured on the job. She's had 13 surgeries to repair broken discs in her back, broken discs in her neck, fake hip, fake knees, and in the middle of all, she also got cancer. So she was
yeah,
getting prepped for a knee
ugh,
surgery, and they found a lump in her colon, and they found cancer. So she's had a tough run. So I decided because I was going to work a few more years. She's retired because of her medical situation, and I said, you know what? I'm retiring this year because, and we'll live more frugally, but my time with my wife, and we're coming up on our 30th anniversary, is more
wow,
important than anything work related, bill paying. My time with her is the most precious thing on this earth, and we want to spend it with quality time. not with her being here by herself and me at work 9, 10 hours a day. It's about me getting up in the morning with her. Let's go look at the sunrise over by here. Let's go watch the waves over here by the pier. Let's go get an ice
That's
cream cone.
nice.
You know, those
That
the
that
little things, yeah, the little things are what make the world go round. It's just that quality
it,
time. And Ellen's
it
my
does.
favorite person in the world. Yeah, she's my favorite person in the world with my kids, and I
No.
wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm retiring at 59 on my 59th birthday, and I'm not working. I'm not going to work another day. Now, if I get bored, and I never get bored, I'm just a goofball. Um,
Mm.
thank you for all. Oh my gosh, look for all. I don't. Do I have these emojis in my thing? I didn't even know it. Because I don't do memberships. Um, I just think DWT. Oh my god, look at these new faces. But you know what's
I
it?
just want to get to
Time.
1,000 subscribers
Well, let's
by the
pepper.
end
Make
of
sure.
this
Yeah,
year.
we've shared your links. A lot of our keynote players are meeting you for the first time today. Everybody, go please support and subscribe to Gambling Mitzi. She's got a fun channel, and 2024 is your year. You're going to see a
It
lot of
is.
her. As we close, any words of wisdom you want to impart on our viewers before we leave?
Um, do what makes you happy. Live your life happy. Be kind. Have
Mm,
peace. And enjoy life to the fullest because tomorrow's not promised.
yes,
That's
yes,
about it.
yeah. That truer words are never spoken. Before we close, I want to do some quick shout out. Thank you for being on the show today, Mitzi.
Sure.
Thank you so
I
much.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, a pleasure
It
meeting
was
you. Didn't I
fun.
tell you? Didn't I tell you an hour is going to go by like that?
Yeah, it did. It did.
All right, we got our
It
upcoming
did.
schedule next week. We got Jennifer Nakayama. She's the president and CEO of the Downtown Oklahoma City Partnership. She's going to brag about Oklahoma City and her work life. She's got an amazing
Wow.
professional story to tell. Amazing. Her work life and her drive to be successful. You guys are going to be blown away. Her notes are 3 pages long. I got to find things I can't talk about because there's so much to talk about. And then on
Oh,
February 4th, Robert Brenner from Kino Couple will be calling in from Minnesota. And then on Super Bowl Sunday, I'll be in Las Vegas for Super Bowl week, and we got Wayno and JoJo live from Las Vegas. That'll be an entertaining show in itself. We'll have the parental advisory button on the screen. I'm just kidding. Um, on February 18th, Lolo Slots has decided to join the show. She's going to come on and tell her story. She's such a fun lady, and
I
Her and her
watch her
husband
too.
Brandon. Huh?
I go to her channel too.
Yes, she's a
Yeah.
blast. And she's got a big Facebook. She's growing her Facebook community, um, with a lot of influence. Gamblers Unknown, who just had some troubles. Facebook shut his channel down, so I want to support Gamblers Unknown. He had to
Oh,
restart his Facebook channel. He lost tens of thousands of followers and had to start over. So
why?
please make sure you go to.
That,
There was a glitch in something, and they wouldn't fix it. And he appealed and all these other things, and he had to start. So he's now called the Gamblers Unknown and had to start over. So please support Mike. He does so much for the community and support and emojis and caricatures for your things.
yes.
Make sure you go to Gamblers Unknown as well. On the 25th is Super Squirrel from the Florida area, big friends of all the channels, and he takes some big swings at the casino. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for coming out today. I really appreciate it. And then in March, we have a local baker, an actual cook that saw she's connected to some other channels and watched and said, "Hey, I'd like to." She just started her own bakery business, and she's starting a mail order baking product. And her name is Najee Freeman, and we're going to go live from her
Mm.
kitchen and show her. I've tasted it before we did. It's unbelievable. It's sweet potato pies, sweet potato cheesecakes, and it's muffins and things. And she's got a freezer packed
Yum.
mail order system, and we're going to feature her baked goods on our channel live from her kitchen. It's going to be so fun. Off Duty Beauty, one of our loyal viewers and local North California firefighter, has a great story to tell. She's agreed to be on the show in March, and yesterday we just signed. I think he's the number 5 or 6 ranked cornhole player in the United States and number 14 in the world. Tyler Parent. He's been on ESPN. He's been featured in some of the national tournaments. He belongs to the ACL, which is the American Cornhole League. He's a professional cornhole player. He's going to be on the show in March, and we have some feelers out to a local. She's the vice president of zoological operations at the zoo system here in California, and she's going to talk about her experience. She's got to get permissions from the things that are proprietary, but we're working on that. And lastly, I want to make sure we all shout out to David H. David H. had some medical issues this week that came up all of a sudden. It was a sudden thing. He's in the hospital. Make sure
Um,
you reach out to David H. if you can. He needs your support and some prayers. Okay, Misty. Thank you so much for being on the show today. So
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you for having me. I missed everybody. So many in the chat. I try to do 3, 4 things at once, but not
I
always.
know. I know. We all do. Thank you
Oh, but
guys
I
for
love
being in
you
the
guys.
chat.
I see the
Everybody.
names and I'm like, oh,
Oh my gosh.
hi. Yeah.
Yeah. So we really appreciate the support. Thank you for sharing our channel out. We got a lot of
Yeah.
fun stuff coming up. We got so many wins to show you guys. Ellen and I have been on a tear. Just in the last week alone, getting back from Minnesota, we have 8 or 9 hand pays just this week alone.
Wow.
Showing the stuff that you guys love to see. We still got our cruise ship stuff to show, super grand chance balls, and all kind of fun stuff. So make sure you tune in, share our channel. Once again, we're approaching 3,000 subscribers, which is a big thing. We just passed 500,000 viewers the other day. So much fun. We have a lot to share. We got a huge guest that's coming up. If you want to be on the show and want to tell your personal story, please leave a comment in the comment for the video or email me at james@jscashout.com. James@jscashout.com. Tell me you want to tell your story. We'll get you on the show. Thanks everybody for coming out. Enjoy your football Sunday.
Thank
Playoff
you.
football. A lot of people are saying go Lions today. I've got a lot of friends in the Detroit area. Renee Donovan, go Lions. Love you, Mitch.
Love you too. Thank
See
you.
you,
Love
everybody.
you
Have a
guys.
great day. Have a
Thanks
safe
for
week.
coming in.
Love
Okay.
you. See
See you
ya.
soon at the
Ciao,
casino.
ciao. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye.